Hello everyone! I am Alice of KHR Arts and Cloud Orchid Publishing, and today I am going to talk about the big bad factor behind why I live the lifestyle that I do. So this is a thing that I get asked a lot. This is a thing that's been a struggle throughout my whole life. It's a big point of contention with me and my family since literally forever, but it boils down to, why do you live your life the way that you do? So this is all encompassing. It's, why do I dress like this? Why do I behave the way that I do? And then also the thing that most people praise me for is, how are you so disciplined? How are you able to do so many projects and complete them? Just all of that. Why is? So the root, the absolute tip of the iceberg, bottom, roots, below the surface, digging all the way down to the bedrock, y'all, is death. When I was a young child, we had a lot of deaths in our family. It got to the point where we had so many deaths from when I was a small child all the way up to high school that any time that my parents called me or said that, they had to talk to me about something, they had to preface it with, nobody died. It was that bad, y'all. I lost track of how many funerals I went to growing up. It was incredibly traumatic. Like, we're talking to the point where when I was 7, my parents took me to a psychiatrist because they were worried for my mental health because my behavior was so not normal. Like, it was very disturbing. And when I say disturbing, I don't mean like a horror movie, scary demon kid disturbing. I mean, like, this is not normal for a 7-year-old to be doing. Mainly, the biggest thing that I did from age 3 to age beyond 7, honestly, was my parents called it playing dead in the corner. Today, outward looking in, it looked like I was planking in random places. What it really was I would just lay on the ground randomly, just at the drop of a hat, and close my eyes and contemplate what is being dead like. And I would just lay there pretending to be dead because little kid me did not understand what this concept was. I was trying very hard to understand that concept. I also had PTSD episodes about my mortality where I would get so anxious and worked up that I would literally start screaming and crying when being presented with the concept of mortality, which when you are 5 years old, being presented with the concept of mortality it's not great. It's not great, okay? So, because of all that, that's all the bad aspect of it. Because of that, I learned from a very young age that life is precious. And before anyone tries to take my words for their own propaganda on other topics, when I say life is precious, I specifically mean that you only have this one life, and you need to make sure that you are living it to the best of your abilities, the way that you want to live it. Because I will drop this here, it's probably going to piss off some people. Quite frankly, I don't care. I am a pro-choice person. I believe in having control over my own body as a woman. I believe in trusting other women to make choices about their own bodies. That's their business. It is nobody's business but their own and their doctors. So do not take my words of life is precious to mean anything else other than you as a whole sentient human being. Your life is precious and it is yours to command. So rant over. Learning that life was precious, that you only get this one life, and that you only have so much time in this one life. Because if you ask any 5-year-old about this kind of thing, they have no concept for how long life is. There is only the now for them, a 10-minute timeout seems an eternity. So the concept of living for 50, 80, 100 years is they have no concept for what that even is. They have no ability to comprehend or measure that. There is only right now. So 5-year-old me was grappling with that concept, and let me tell you all, it's not a good time for anybody, least of all me. And through that, I very quickly began to decide what was important to me as a person, what was important to me in my existence, and what was important to me to accomplish. And I know all of that sounds very lofty for how does a little kid under the age of 10 decide these things? Well, when you're presented with these very adult concepts at a very young age, you start figuring out stuff real fast. And let me tell y'all, I did. So this was combined with the fact that it was obvious at a young age that writing was my raison d'être, my reason for being. It was, my Little Pony, Cutie Mark, my destiny, all of that. So I was handed, this is what you're supposed to do in life at a very young age, coupled with, hey, life is short and someday you're going to die at the same time. Super. So I basically just ran with that. I was like, okay, I have my reason for existing, and I'm going to exist the crap out of it. And I did not really see it as so much of a priority to like have friends and like spend time with other humans. I would lock myself in my room and just work on my writing and work on my art every chance that I got. Just that's what I wanted to do. And also a big part of detaching from like forming human relationships and maintaining human relationships. Part of that was my ADHD, because that is a thing that ADHD people struggle with. But on top of it, also the fact that all of these deaths, and then at the same time as all these deaths, there was this horrific pattern all throughout elementary school that every time I made a friend, they moved away. These things were not related. I was not causing these children to have to move away. It was just a very sad coincidence that like every childhood friend I made moved away. And not just like, oh, they moved away, like that happens. No, I'm talking about like the next year. Like I'd make a friend, have that friend for a year, and then the next year I'd go to school and they're not there anymore. That kept happening, y'all. It was horrible. So the little kid me was like, okay, everybody's going to die. Everyone's going to leave. This is not a priority anymore, okay? We're just going to not have relationships because these people are going to go away anyway, and I'm going to be alone anyway, so who cares? We're going to write and color and draw. Yay. Like I said, disturbing behavior for a child, not great. Lots of therapy. That's not to say I didn't enjoy spending time with other people. I did. I immensely enjoyed having friends. I liked having friends. I was just really conflicted and like dealing with a lot at a very young age. So all of that manifested in some bizarre ways. And so growing up that way and having those priorities and having those traumas shape me that way, all of that caused me to become very disciplined, as people like to call it, with my intense need to accomplish. Like I am very much the I need the A+ gold star, wham bam, thank you ma'am person. Like I need, not that I need the outside validation of those things so much as I need to be like, I accomplished the thing, acknowledging the accomplishment, moving on to next accomplishment. Like I plow through to-do lists like nobody's business. Like just I live for crossing things off of a checklist. I live for finishing projects. Like nothing gives me more, not even joy, but just affirmation in my existence than being like, yeah, I did that. Yeah. Like that is everything down to my soul right there. So it's not being disciplined, because discipline implies that like there's some sort of difficulty in there that I have to like buckle down and force myself to do the thing and be like, all right, we need to finish this project because it's what we need to do. It's the opposite. It's like, okay, you've been doing a great job at doing all these different projects all at the same time like a crazy person. We need you to please take a break and eat a food and have a sleep and take a shower and be a person. Like that's been the struggle in my life, is that I have, through years of therapy, and I still go to therapy, I have to like set alarms on my phone to remind me to stop doing what I'm doing and go eat a food, or stop what I'm doing and go get ready for bed. And that I have had to integrate these like basic needs things into my task list, in that if I make it a thing that I cross off the list, then it counts as accomplishing a task, and it's no longer just this stupid thing that gets in the way of me doing things. That's what I've had to do to wrangle my brain into being more of a person rather than just an accomplishment machine. Because left to my own devices, that's what I'll do. I'll not eat, I'll not sleep, I'll not take a shower, I'll not go interact with people. I will just sit here and just do stuff nonstop. And that's not good. So then the other side of that is also why I'm like this. Is especially when I was a teenager, all that pressure to conform, to follow the trends, to be like everyone else, to seek that outward validation of what other people think of you, and that that's important because reasons and whatever. I spent a grand total of, I would say, a year and a half of high school buying into that idea of, oh, I need to give 2 cents about what my peers think about me. I need to follow these trends. I need to fit in. I tried very hard that year and a half. I tried very hard to fit in. I wore the Abercrombie and Fitch and the Hollister, and I tried to be cool. I tried to do all that stuff. It did not work. I don't know what it is. I think they somehow knew that I was a weirdo. Maybe it was my behavior that I didn't realize that I was doing that was weird. Maybe I just had this aura of weirdo. I don't know. Whatever it was, they saw through me and they were like, no, you are a weirdo. You are not cool. You will never be cool. And we're just going to make fun of you and treat you like crap. And I took that and I was like, okay, well, I didn't like any of this anyway. Did not like the clothes. Did not like the stuff that people wanted me to do. Did not like what I had to do in order to fit in, which one of the biggest things that at the school I went to during the time period I went to was being stupid, as just blunt as that sounds. It was literally acting stupid was what was cool and considered attractive. The whole Valley Girl, oh no, I don't know, oh my God, just being stupid was what was, yeah, that's what's cool. And stupid is infuriating to me. So I was just like, I hate all of this anyway, so I'm just gonna not. Because y'all have decided that, I don't fit in and it doesn't matter what I do, I'm not going to fit in. So I'm just gonna not. And I'm just gonna do what I want to do. And y'all are gonna treat me like crap regardless of what I do. So it doesn't matter. And I just kind of ran with that. So now this is why I'm like this, is because I just carried that all the way through high school, the rest of high school, all the way through college, because I went to art school, so everyone there was just doing whatever the hell they felt like and being as weird as they wanted, so it just encouraged me to be a giant weirdo. And then modeling encouraged me to be even more weird. It was just like, yes, darling, fabulous, you are so weird, we love it, just all of that. So now as an adult, people are like, why are you like this? You are so weird. I am a sentient rainbow, y'all. I used to be the super goth kid in high school, and I still love dressing goth. I still have a ton of goth clothes that I wear, but I have also really embraced that I also love being a sentient rainbow and being pink and covered in sparkles and glitter. I love all of that. I love dressing myself the same way that I paint a canvas. I love having an adventure, I call it, where I go to my closet and I'm like, let's have an adventure. I feel like, wearing this today, and it'll be an accessory or a top or a skirt or something. I'll just have one piece that I'm like, this is what I want to wear. And then I will build the whole outfit around that piece, have an adventure building this outfit around this piece. And then I'll sit at my vanity and be like, okay, we have decided this grand outfit we're going to wear. Now we're going to have an adventure coloring on our face to go with this fantastic outfit. And then we're going to go on an adventure to find a wig that fits all of this wonderfulness, and ta-da, now I look like this. This is how I enjoy my appearance, is that it's an adventure. It's not just getting dressed. I literally have an adventure in my closet and my makeup and everything, and I'm like, ta-da! I am an art piece. Literally, that's what I do with my appearance. I make it into an art piece. So when people are like, why do you dress like that? And then of course people get into the whole why do you insist on being an attention whore? Why do you need people to pay attention to you? You're just asking for people to pay attention to you and comment on, what you're wearing and stuff. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not. I know from an outside perspective that that's not, what people would expect, that most people would think that I'm doing this for attention. Really, I'm not. If I went the whole day and everyone ignored me, I would still have just as splendiferous of a day. That's not the goal of why I wear this. I mean, yeah, I do want attention on social media in terms of that I have to feed the beast in order to get sales on my books, in order to make money on the monetizations that I have, that I'm growing on platforms now. Yes, I need attention for that. But I don't need that attention for validation of myself, because I already established in high school that I didn't give a shit about that. This is all for me. This is what makes me happy, and I don't care if people like it or not. The end. Today, I had 2 very different experiences just today going about my business, nothing earth-shattering. I went to the nail salon to get my nails done, as I do every 2 weeks, and also have a glorious spa day with getting my toes done. I get the whole massage and the creams and the everything. It's a whole all over an hour long business. It's so amazing, and that's my treat for myself. And after I got my nails done, I went over to the pedicure station to get all of my spa-ness. And there were these two women, which I'm pretty sure they were not much older than me, you know, if at all. They were either the same age as me or a little bit older, but they definitely looked older than me. And they like snarkily commented, "Wow, she looks like she's 12." And it's like, first of all, I can hear you. Second of all, die mad about it. I don't care. I'm pretty sure they had no idea how old I actually was. I'm pretty sure they probably thought I was in my 20s, which I get a lot. I'm 36. Most people guess that I'm around like 25, 27 years old. And I'm not one of those people that's all like, "Oh my God, I'm 29 plus 7. Like, I don't care about that. I don't care how old people think I am. It's just a phenomenon that I look significantly younger than I actually am. And then I dress like this on top of it, which does not help. But again, I don't care. Like, my appearance offending you is not my problem. I just don't care. The fact that, you know, I look 12, it's like, how does this impact you? How does this ruin your day? And if it ruins your day, then wow, like, if that's the worst thing that happens to you, what a magical world you live in, that me just minding my own business is the worst part of your day. But then after my nail appointment, and by the way, I didn't let that ruin my nail appointment because I don't care what other people think about me. I just thought it was just kind of jarring to be like, wow, you just say that in public where people can hear you and you're saying it loud enough that you probably know people can hear you. Like, wow. Was more my thought around that. But like, no, by the time that like I got in the chair, got the massage on the chair going, and the lady was doing all the amazingness with my legs and my feet, I was just like, I am putting, oh my God, like there were no other thoughts in my head. I didn't care about what those ladies thought of me. And they left before I was done, so it didn't matter. I didn't have to ever see them ever again. But then after my nail appointment, I went next door to Ulta to get, you know, just some necessities that I needed. And one of the sales associates approached me and she was very excited. And that's the other thing is I can tell people's energy, like whether or not they're like genuinely excited about me or if they're going to be snarky and mean. Like people just give off a certain energy that I can usually tell before they even open their mouth what kind of interaction I'm probably going to have. She was very excited. And she was like, "Oh my God, I needed to tell you. I love everything. I love your hair. I love your top. I love your shorts. You look so cute." And then what she said next, I felt like really solidified this for me. That she told me that her and the other associates at Ulta see me all the time because I religiously go to the nail salon, which is literally right across the street from the Ulta. So they see me all the time. And then I also go to this Ulta all the time to get my necessities. And they're like, "What do you do? Like, what is this all about? What do you do?" They like, and the other associates were talking to me too at the checkout too. Like they were all so excited. They recognized who I was. Like not like they knew me. Like they didn't know that I'm Alice. Like they just knew that's that sentient rainbow pink lady that, you know, magically happens sometimes. And, you know, I told her a little bit about myself and she was just very excited. And the other associated checkout was very excited. And, you know, I gave them my business card because they wanted to know what I was all about and they were very excited about it. And so the fact that I'm this positive presence that sometimes drifts into their lives and that makes their day is just so amazing to me. In the same stroke, I don't need outside validation, but this does happen to me on a semi-regular basis when I go out and about where people will tell me that just me existing makes their whole day. And having that kind of power is awesome, y'all. Like, that makes my day when people tell me that, because I feel like in such a divisive and hateful and angry world that we now live in, me being able to be a source of light and joy for complete strangers is amazing. And we just so need more of that. So the fact that I can be that for people gives me immense satisfaction and joy. So these two completely opposite reactions, like this is something that I deal with on a regular basis. Like this is my life whenever I go out in public just all the time. These are the two very dichotomous types of reactions that I get. I've also had people like basically try to exact violence on me too. I've had people like get so angry at me that they like want to start a fight. It's very ridiculous. Like it goes both ways where it can get very out of control and crazy on both ends of the spectrum. I've also encountered people that are just way too excited about me and it gets a little crazy too. But at the end of the day, I don't do this for the outside validation. I do it because it's what brings me joy and it's who I am intrinsically as a person. Like this is me. This is not an act that I put on. This is not a thing that I do just for the social media. This is not a persona. Like, this is who I am as a person. I do this regardless. And a big part of that was driven because of all of that stuff as a child with death. In that I realized very quickly, life is too short to pretend to be someone you're not, to pretend to be something that you're not. And throughout my entire life, I have always been exactly myself. Now, there have been different versions of myself based on situation, because that's just being a human. There's different versions of us for different situations. Work me at my corporate job is very different from me here with y'all on YouTube. It's very different from me going to the nail salon. It's very different from me being in my pajamas doing dead face, playing Minecraft by myself without an audience. All of those versions of me are different, but I maintain that I'm always myself at all times. I don't compromise the core of who I am as a person. And when presented with situations where you could dress like a normal person, or you could just be yourself and roll the dice on whether people are going to be mad at you or be happy at you, I'm going to choose dressing as myself, because life is short. And you know what? It's worth the risk, because the percentage of times that people act stupid at me in a way that's actually distressing is so small that it's worth risking that gamble of somebody offhandedly being like, oh my God, she looks like she's 12. Like, okay, move on with your life. I moved on with my life. I had a splendid day. And everybody else besides you two bitter people had a lovely time seeing me. The ladies at Ulta had a lovely time seeing me. The guy that I always say hello to that works at the Pokeball place that I always get my Pokeball from had a delightful day seeing me. I go there all the time. He loves me. All I spend so much money there. You know, it's just me walking around like in the parking lot. There were some people that were like, oh my God, you look so cute. Like, the positive interactions way outweighed the negative interactions. And then, of course, I went to Target and nobody cared. Nobody paid attention to me. Nobody approached me. When, I walked out and the obligated person that stands there at the self-checkout and tells you to have a nice day, like, she had the most, like, tired, I don't want to be here face ever. Like, she didn't care at all that I looked like this. And I didn't expect her to care. I absolutely don't expect people to care. Everybody is going through their own things. Everybody's living their own lives. Everybody has their own priorities. I do this for me. I don't do this for any sort of validation. I have no need for people to care about what I'm doing. And so just this absolute range of reactions, like, clearly, because I have this range of reactions that I can get any reaction from people, and I never know how people will react to me being me. Just goes to show why I do this. Has nothing to do with other people's reactions. It's me. For me. Because I know that when I look back on my life, whenever it is I'm going to die, whether it's going to be very suddenly or whether I'm going to die of being super duper old, I want to be able to tell myself in my last moments, I was always myself, and I lived my life by my terms to the best of my abilities. Of course, we all have the constraints of our situations, whether that's poverty, whether that's familial situations, whether that's where you live, whether that has to do with laws. There will always be constraints that stop us from living our truth to the fullest, whatever those are. But in whatever capacity that you can live your life as yourself and pursuing the things that are most important to you, I truly believe that that's what life is all about. And having to experience so much death at such an early age is what really taught me that. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a like. And if you're new, subscribe. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.